Hey, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Chaim Samuels here, and welcome to another episode of Characters You Should Hate. Today we're talking about The Umbrella Academy. I absolutely adore this show. This show is one of my favorite shows on Netflix. The writing and storytelling is so engaging. What really puts the show over the top is its character. I mean, it almost creates this perfect harmony. Almost. Then there was one. Vanya. I hate Vanya. I cannot stand this character. And after season 1, I assumed I wasn't alone. But oh no, Luther. Yeah, everybody hates Luther. Why? I don't understand you, Internet. I don't get you. Look, I'm not saying Luther was the greatest character ever, but Vanya started the apocalypse. Twice. One's a fluke. One I can understand, but twice? That's already a weekend hobby. Hey Luther, what you up to this weekend? I think I'm just gonna watch the game, open up a couple of brewskis. How about you, Vanya? I think this weekend I'm gonna start the apocalypse. Oh, again, huh? Wait, what? What is that supposed to mean? Nothing, Vanya. I mean, it's just, that's your thing. You ask Vanya what she's doing for the weekend, it's, I'm gonna create the apocalypse. It's whatever. It's not a bad thing, it's just, that's your thing. It's repetition. My hatred of Vanya does not specifically come out of season 1. Even though she's done some really unlikable things, just to name a few. She wrote an autobiography without asking her other siblings, slit Allison's throat, and, she caused the apocalypse. But again, throughout season 1, at least there was a level of empathy that I had towards her because of her background. She had such an incredibly bad childhood and all these horrible things are happening to her that there was this level of empathy that I could have towards this character. When season 2 was announced, I was optimistic. I love the writing. I love these characters. Vanya wasn't the greatest character. She wasn't particularly likable, but maybe throughout season 2, we can get to know a better side, a more interesting side of Vanya. I was horribly wrong. So I thought we'd explore season 2 and kind of understand why that is. But before we get to that, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all the other platforms. Also, I have a merch shop. Guys, the best way to support me, if you like what I do, is go to my merch shop. Check out some of the designs my brother and I put together. I think you'll really enjoy it. Without further ado, guys, let's get to it. So, season 2 starts out exactly where season 1 ended. After the apocalypse has started, 5 whisks all of our favorite characters away into the 1960s. Now that's already a really interesting premise, but what makes this show so good, it puts it over the top. All these characters get transported back into 1960, but they each get transported into a different year. One's 1960, one's 1961. And finally, when 5 gets whisked away back into 1963, all of these characters have been living in the 1960s for at least a year, so it already sets up this incredible premise. 5 gets whisked away to 1963, where he's confronted with the apocalypse.
Soviets attack U.S. This can't be right.
We're gonna get you out of here. Just keep your head down.
It looks like the apocalypse has followed him back to 1960. So, he ends up traveling a couple of days back into the past. He has to find the other siblings, warn them about the apocalypse, and try to get home. Alright, we're already off to an incredible premise. Luther, what? He's working for the mob? Wait, Diego's in a mental asylum? Allison is married and is fighting for civil rights. Holy crap! I'm already psyched. I can't wait. What's Vanya up to? Wait, what's this? He's living on a farm with a family and an unhappy housewife. Well, is the housewife like secretly a hitman or no? Okay, maybe a little bit of contrast is good. I mean, all the other characters are going through all these crazy scenarios. Maybe with Vanya, it's nice to just get a little bit of a rest. Plus, this is a good scenario to really explore Vanya a little bit more, to see how this character has grown, for her to reflect on her mistakes. And oh, she got hit by a car and lost her memory. You know what? Just started. I don't want to have any assumptions. Let's just see what happens. All right. You know what? Take it away, Vanya. Oh, eating dinner with the family. Whew. Yeah, talking about sales there? Ooh, yeah, sales. That's a toughie one there, sales. I mean, everybody thinks they can do it, and it's just one of those things. Woo! Wonder what the other characters are up to. Oh, what is that? Wait, did Klaus just hustle a bunch of guys in a bar and then steal their car, and now he's on the run? Man, that's freaking Klaus. I wonder what Diego's up to. Diego's trying to figure out a plan to escape this asylum. Oh, yeah. Goddamn, I'm pumped. What's next? Vanya talks to the housewife about marital problems. Ooh, because nothing more exciting. An unhappy married couple. She's living with this family for about a month right now, and she's been trying to figure out who she is. And while she's doing that, she really connects, it creates this bond with their kid who's special needs. And then we're introduced to this husband character. Now, the show is so incredible and amazing. The really only downfall of this show is this character. We're introduced to him, and his fatal flaws are that he drinks too much and he's not very attentive. Now, I want to mention that because this will come up a little bit later, and I think the show assumes that this is a justifiable reason for another character to do all these horrible things, and it's absolutely not. I'll get into that a little bit more, but I just want you to know, like, this character is not great, but, I mean, the show thinks that they've created this villain. They absolutely haven't. So, for the first episode, Vanya, she seems to be this pretty good character. I mean, this character seems kind of likable. I mean, she's helpful, she's kind, she really creates and connects with this family. I'm starting to get on the Vanya train. So 5 ends up finding Vanya and confronts her, tells her all about the apocalypse and what's going on. Then afterwards, Vanya ends up getting chased by these 2 hitmen in this really cool kind of epic scene where she's running away from them, and then they finally catch up with her and she uses her powers. I mean, it's kind of a cool scene, and I'm getting excited, like, yes, okay. Vanya realizes something's going on. She ends up going back home and telling the wife that she can't hang around here anymore because she doesn't want to put these people in danger. A good thing. The wife gets all angry, and they start having this whole screaming discussion, and the special needs child ends up overhearing this discussion and ends up hearing that this girl's going to leave, and he ends up running out. At one point, we think this kid's going to die, and Vanya actually ends up saving this kid with her powers. So at this point, I only have good things. I'm on the Vanya train. I'm ready to leave the station. I mean, everything looks good. This character is developing. She seems interesting. She's starting to use her powers in cool ways. Yes, I'm all ready. And then, Jesus Christ, what are we, like 2 episodes in? Adultery, already, for the love of Moses. From right about then, it just goes horribly wrong. So Vanya and the wife end up spending the whole night together. Vanya is all happy, and later on in that day, Vanya ends up confronting the wife, and the wife tells Vanya that she thinks this was all just a big mistake, and she goes back to her husband. And any reasonable person would think to themselves, you know what, here's a family that took me in, gave me food, gave me a place to stay, welcomed me into their house. What do? Oh, I just end up sleeping with the wife, and then getting mad at the wife for not wanting to leave her husband, even though they have a special needs child. It's just the most arrogant, obnoxious thing that this character could do. But wait, it gets worse. Later on, the wife decides she wants to leave with Vanya. They're all excited. They want to run away together and take the special needs child away from the dad. Again, they want to steal this child away from the dad. And that comes back to what I said before, because they set this character up to be kind of a jerk. But that's really it, kind of a jerk. They haven't set this character up as being this horrible human being who beats his wife, abuses his child. There's nothing in this show so far. No justification for committing adultery, and then decided to take away this kid from her husband. So somehow the show expects that we're supposed to be on board. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not on board with this horrible, horrible character. From there, the husband ends up finding out that his wife is having an affair with this woman. He confronts Vanya, tells her she doesn't leave them alone. He's going to take his son and put him in an institution. Now, this is about the worst thing that this character does. I mean, you have to think to yourself, an institution, that might actually be a decent thing for this special needs child. Oh no, he's threatening Vanya with this. The actual act, I guess, it's not the most horrible thing. It's not great, but it's not the most horrible. But that's pretty much the worst he ends up doing. It still doesn't justify all the bad things that Vanya ends up doing. The show expects us to get on board with hating this guy, but I'm sorry, I'm still on the team dad. I don't want this guy to have his child taken away. So later on, 5 finds a way that him and his siblings can stop the apocalypse and travel back into the future. So he confronts Vanya with this, and Vanya's like, sorry, I'm only leaving if I can bring this wife and special needs child with me into the future. What? No, you can't do that. You can't bring people into the future. We don't know what the ramifications are. We have no idea what could happen. Well, I'm sorry. That's just it. I'm not going to leave. Vanya, I'm asking you nicely, don't do this. We have no idea what the ramifications are. This is not your family. Don't steal them away. I'm sorry. You're right. What was I thinking? Okay, you're right. I won't steal them away. I'll see you in 10, all right? Bye, idiot. I'm totally going to steal him away. So she ends up lying 5, but Vanya's like, I don't care. I love her, and yeah, I'm just going to do it. I don't care what you say. So at this point, Vanya has committed adultery, wants to steal away a kid from her father and decides to put the fate of the world in danger for her own selfish reasons, okay? Is that enough for you? She ends up stealing the wife and son and then driving away. So the husband realizes this. The husband, you know, like a normal husband goes like, oh, my wife's trying to steal away my kid. Let me call the cops on Vanya, which, yeah, is a reasonable thing to do. Yeah, don't steal people's kids. Vanya gets arrested and taken into this facility where they think she's this Russian spy. She ends up getting caught and drugged. At this point, they're torturing her, and she's getting all mad and angry, and she's about to blow up and do one of her Vanya things. And through a lot of complicated storytelling that I'm not going to go into, we realize that her blowing up is the reason why the apocalypse is happening again. And at least in season 1, where it wasn't really her fault, her emotions were totally out of whack. In this one, she easily could have avoided the apocalypse if she wasn't such an obnoxious, self-absorbed piece of shit. If she just would have listened to 5, decided to leave the family alone, and go with them, she never would have been captured, she never would have gone out of control, and the apocalypse never would have happened. So it was completely her fault for getting herself in this situation. A side point, so the wife decides on her own to steal away the child and run away, and the husband ends up confronting her, and by mistake he ends up getting shot. And it's like, at this point, it's almost comical how much this guy is being abused. I mean, his wife cheated on him and now is trying to steal her kid, and then he ends up getting shot. And it's like, it's almost comical how much they're trying to get us to hate this character, but I'm sorry, I feel bad for him. I really do. At the end of the show, Vanya ends up kind of redeeming herself. She saving this kid, but the unlikability factor of this character is so great, I don't care anymore. And I can't imagine in season 3 she's gonna get any better. I mean, this character is absolutely the worst. She's obnoxious, self-absorbed, and she's the worst type of obnoxious, where she thinks that she's the good guy, but she's really the horrible bad guy. That there is this air of, I'm better than you, when she's actually not. She's an adulterer. She tries to kidnap a special needs kid away from this dad. She ends up starting the apocalypse twice. Look, I don't know what the show's going to be like the next season, but I have a good idea. This character is going to suck balls. So that's my thoughts, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Really, again, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content. Follow me on all the other platforms, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.